So, Bobby, thank you for joining us this afternoon. We'll just have a little bit of an academy recap. Just firstly, how are you? How are you getting on?
Yeah, absolutely fine. As always busy with academy. Lots of teams within the environment, and obviously lots of staff. So yeah, we're doing well at the minute.
Let's just start on last night. Obviously, John Stones, he captained the England national team. How proud are you as sort of an academy manager, but also, let's be honest, a Barnsley legend, kind of seeing what John's done?
Oh, it's fantastic for the football club, fantastic for previous academy manager, Ronnie, and obviously Bunny that worked with him and settled that environment for John to flourish in. Obviously, he got his opportunity in the first team when I was a player. It's just fantastic to see how he's progressed from an academy player at Barnsley Football Club to England international, but obviously England captain as well. Also had an unbelievable career. He's won everything that there is to win, certainly at domestic level. So, yeah, it's great. It's great to see his progression, and it's just great for this club and great for previous staff that done a great job with him.
And how can the current academy players take inspiration from John?
Well, they only have to look at the screens every Saturday to watch him playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world, and obviously switching on last night, seeing him captain in his country. It should be a great aspiration for all young players, not just at Barnsley Football Club, but all players up and down the land.
And captain in England, that's something Ollie Wilkinson in our academy did recently. How impressed are you with his progression so far?
Yeah, fantastic. Obviously, the England coaches have seen some leadership skills and character within him to give him that armband, so it's a great honour for him. I think it speaks testament to the player's character and his maturity for such a young age. Obviously, coming from a Category 2 club as well, because he's had to associate with all Category 1 players with a different mentality to our kind of mentality that we have at this club. And he's took it on within his stride, and he's seamlessly gone from Category 2 football to international football and done really well.
Yeah, and looking at other players as well within the academy system, obviously recent graduates, Fabio Giallo and Vimal Yoganathan, of course, they were at Old Trafford not too long ago, only last month. How proud of an achievement was that for you?
Yeah, well, it's not for me, it's more for the players than anything, and for the staff that work with these guys on a daily basis on the grass. I obviously have an input, of course I do as academy manager, but it's a collective effort from the staff, but also for the players and families, the proud moments for the players. And then they've gone away, international duty. I know Vimal scored yesterday and drew against Italy. Fabio's got some minutes yesterday for Portugal's under-20s and probably due to start next game. So they're playing for big nations as well, which, for an academy of our size compared to what we have to compete against, to be able to produce players playing at international level for the biggest nations in the world, I think it's a great achievement for the staff, for the club, and ultimately for the players themselves.
How much have you seen Vimal and Fabio kind of grow in the last 12 months, would you say?
I've probably seen a lot more growth, if I'm honest, in Vimal in terms of the way he's matured mentally and certainly physically going into the first team. We knew he was a great player. You could see that when he first came in, but he certainly developed with great strides in the last 12 months. Fabio was always a star player from 13 from the moment he walked in. Got brilliant talent. Just needs to turn that in now to being a good player. That's one of the biggest tasks for any young player, is turning talent into consistency and proving that you're a good player on a daily basis, weekly basis. And that only have come from playing more minutes. Still only 18. I think I forget sometimes he's still a young boy because he's been in the environment so long. So more of a, not a surprise with, obviously, Fabio, but Vimal's really, really kicked on in the last 12 months.
To more positivity this week with a few academy players in the EFL Trophy match against Huddersfield Town. If you could just go through each one of those players and just kind of pinpoint their key attributes and what fans can expect from them.
Yeah, it was great to see Luke Hauck, still 17, made his debut. Had a really good season last year. Scored a lot of goals. Work rate's phenomenal. Probably not hit the heights this year so far as he did last year, but fully deserved to be on the bench, and the gaffer gave him an opportunity to come on for the last 20, 30 minutes, which I thought he applied himself really well when he came on. Obviously, Blandy has already made a debut, but it was good to see him come on. I thought he looked really comfortable in possession. Tried to get up to support the front men when he could against a really, really strong Huddersfield team. And then obviously Ziggy got the last 5 minutes, I think, and he's done particularly well since he's been in. He's energetic, up and down, wing back, likes to tackle, likes to get balls in the box. So it's good to see them three get a lot of minutes.
You mentioned the first team gaffer there as well. How important has Daryl been just in and around the place? Obviously, when the under-21s play here at Oakwell, Daryl's always there watching. Yeah. So how's it like having that support and from the other coaches as well?
Yeah, well, it's massive. Any academy is as only as good as the first team manager. They've got to trust the lads, got to give them opportunities. I've got a relationship with Daryl from previous years ago. We've known each other a long time, and I think he trusts my judgment on the young lads coming in, and he's given them opportunities, and then it's down to the players to take them. But yeah, he's really positive. I know there's speaking to a lot of academy managers up and down the country. They don't have that relationship with the first team, which they find very frustrating. I could never argue with that at my time at Barnsley. We're on one site, speak with the managers regular, always in the meetings, speaking about players. So we've always had that alignment throughout the football club.
And just lastly, Bobby, we've had a couple of games here at Oakwell on the pitch. How important has that been for the players to experience the stadium and those memories that they kind of create that can then help them, further in their careers, getting those experiences as well? Yeah. How good is it for the lads to play here?
I mean, it's great exposure, being on the main pitch, of course it is. But you'll never replicate a first-team game. You'll never replicate playing in front of 20,000 fans that are judging, every touch you make, every pass you make, and every decision you make. So it's very hard to replicate. That only comes through games. But certainly playing on the pitch, getting used to the environment, etc., will help them.